guys, it's like 8:10 on a Sunday afternoon, and I just want to, hold on, I'm just gonna double check this is in focus on the camera. I hate holding it like this. Okay, so I just want to say a couple of things. I was in church this morning because I'm a good church girl. Actually, I'm probably not that good. Anyways, so I just wanted to kind of, hold on, I'm gonna readjust. Okay, so there was something said this morning, and there was a couple of things said this morning, but I just want to basically cover what I thought was most important. I also want to add that there was a sentence I heard the other day, my arms, where I thought it was actually really interesting, and it kind of played into actually what my pastor was saying at church today. So the quote was, "Hurting people hurt people." This was something I heard from a YouTuber, believe it or not. I'm gonna rest you guys on my leg. There we go. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I actually took a picture of myself. Oh god, it was not a good picture either. That's okay, I'll just post all my ugly selfies on the internet so I can prove to you guys that I'm not a narcissist. Okay, so I wrote a couple of notes in church. They may sound out of place or may not make sense at all. Please forgive me. But here it goes. So I wrote, and this is kind of like what I was hearing what my pastor was talking about, but also kind of just on the line of thoughts. So I said, "It is so easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment. Say something cruel. Negative words fall off the tongue easier than kind ones. Why is it so easy?" Hold on, maybe I'll hold it here. That way you guys can see me. "Why is it so easy to forget what's important when angry? It's so easy to believe that you are the best person to be friends with. I did those things." You know, hold on. So what I'm trying to say here is, like, why is it so easy to, like, pep ourselves up? Like, I'm not the problem, they are. And, you just, like, go off on, like, all the things that maybe you're not happy with them about. So, like, this is what I mean by saying that. I did those things: grace, commitment, and vulnerability. In relationships, that is. And this isn't just dating relationships. This means, like, everything. Obviously, I have, like, no experience with dating whatsoever because yeah. Anyways, and that the other person never did. They never tried. Let's be honest. Are you sure? Are you sure? This is where I'm trying to go with this. Are you sure that the other person tried and you didn't? Sorry. Are you sure that the other person didn't try and you did? Like, are you absolutely certain? Because they express themselves differently than you express yourself. So what if, in their way, they express those 3 important mindsets and you're the one who didn't commit? What if? So basically, my pastor brought up that in relationships there are 3 very important mindsets that you need to have in your relationship, which is commitment, grace, and vulnerability. And it's so easy for us to just, like, think, oh, I tried hard, or I did this at this time 3 years ago, they don't remember that, or whatever, right? But it's like, that was 3 years ago. Like, that was a long time ago. And I've had to do this with myself, too, where I've just had to sit back and I'm like, man, I've made so many mistakes and whatever. Like, at what point did you do all the work and they did none of it? And realistically, like, maybe they did do it, but maybe they're different than you. Like, obviously I'm a very blunt person naturally. I express myself very strongly sometimes, but I will say this: there have been times where I've been wrong, and I thought I was 100% right. I was wrong, for sure. You have to know when to say you're sorry. And to be honest, I say sorry all the time. But, like, you have to mean it truly in your insides. Being apologetic, not because you're insecure, but really just being genuinely sorry. Because honestly, we've all hurt our friends, and we've all said some nasty things, and we've all done some terrible things. Like, let's be real. I don't know how many times in the past year people have called me crazy. I mean, at this point, I kind of just laugh at it because I'm like, yeah, okay, I know I'm dramatic. That's okay. But, like, there's been times where I've been wrong because I have reacted emotionally and not logically, and I've hurt people by doing that. I've had to really think about in terms of when I do that and when it's not okay. And then I have to separate myself from certain situations so that I don't cause harm like that. Because unfortunately, I'm guilty of it. But sitting through that, I've also been like, well, they did this and this and this. And you're like, you know what? You're right. Because they did do those things. But what did you do about it? Or what did you say that they reacted that way? I'm not saying like, only be sorry because you're wrong. It's just you need to be both equally understanding that you're both wrong. So it's kind of like you have to like commit in yourself in all of your relationships, not just dating ones, but all of your relationships to essentially be wrong. You have to commit to know that you're wrong and work on that and to like grow from it because you're gonna be wrong. My arms. You're gonna be wrong half the time, if not more. And women, you're not always right. Men, you're not always right. It's just how it is. I know everyone wants to be right, but we're not always right. So I basically just wanted to I just wanted to say that quickly. But I wanted to add with hurting people, hurt people. Oh my God, my arm is on my leg. It feels good now. If we're attacking people all the time and if we're always going after people, we're always attacking people, there's something inside of us that we're not dealing with. When people react or lash out, that is a way of trying to deal with what's going on in the internal. Because realistically, it's not always someone else's fault what you're going through. But I will add that sometimes those people trigger it and they're not very sensitive about it. So if another person is hurting you and you're upset, you have every right to be upset because it's very possible that they did something that's inappropriate. So be upset about it. But I will also say that sometimes it's okay to let things go. You don't have to hold on that one time 3 years ago when they, I don't know, stole your food. Or, you know, they said this thing at the restaurant at this time at night and it was inappropriate or whatever. Because, like, there are definitely red flags and you definitely should be watching out for those. And I don't mean just, again, dating. Like, there are red flags with friendships as well. But just be mindful that you have red flags too. It's not always the other person's fault. So when I'm saying hurting people hurt people, if you're hurting just as much as the other person is hurting, if you're causing hurt just as much as the other person is causing hurt, then it might be possible that you're both hurting. And realistically, we all are. So anyways, I just wanted to leave that thought there. Hi to all my 25 subscribers. Love you all so much. Mwah. And I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you. Bye.